Alright, if you want your wheels to shine like this in 1 hour or less, continue watching. These are far from perfect, but they'll do the job. What's up guys? So if you're like me and you have polished wheels, you like them to be polished and nice and fancy. But the downside of that is you either have to learn how to do it and it kind of looks like a cumbersome process, or you've got to pay somebody to polish them for you. So, I appreciate that. We are going to polish the wheels on my truck. Now, we're not going to do a full polish, full disclosure here. So all we're doing is the front faces and barrels, right? I know, call me lazy, whatever. This is like a maintenance polish. It's not supposed to fix a whole bunch of stuff. It's just kind of like giving you a little bit of a shine back to it whenever you've got like some baked in brake dust and the little the lines that the brake dust gets after it rains. The backs are they're trashed after the winter, and I don't have the time right now to do those. So because of that, I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm not even taking the wheel off the truck. I'm just going to do it right here on the truck, real quick and easy. It costs like $75 minimum. I've seen even people charge like $100 a wheel to polish wheels, and I know that they'll probably do the back as well. But when I see that price tag, my mind is like, well, I mean, I can fucking learn how to do that. So. You don't need a lot of tools to do it to a level that is adequate and looks good, right? And like I said, even with these tools and maybe just adding in a wet sand, you can go even further than I'm going to take these wheels right now. So I will do a more in-depth video where I plan to restore these back to their original glory. When I got the wheels, they were used and the backs still had mill lines in them, and the dude that had them before me, he had never cleaned them at all. So I kind of got dealt a bad hand in that way. I tried one time just before I had hand tools, so to be fair, it would be a lot easier now. But it was a huge pain in the ass, and I just kind of got discouraged. The result wasn't amazing. Just hands is very hard to get like a good shine. But the time aspect of it was just immense. It took me like 2 or 3 hours just to get it remotely shiny, and I was pretty annoyed at the result. I think I'm gonna have to take them, sand them down flat, and then from there, then I can polish, which is that's a lot of work. So someday we will indeed do that, but the day is not today. Today is the day for a light polish. So the things you will need for this job. Glass cleaner, right? Any glass cleaner will do. I like it because it just has a little bit of a bite to it. You could use water if you wanted to, but glass cleaner just gets it off a little bit better. So you will glass clean everything out of it that is currently in the wheel. That's just getting like the little dirt debris, brake dust, stuff like that. Then you will use one of 2 compounds that I have found, or that I've had success with. My favorite is White Diamond. It is a metal polish. It says it has a long-lasting sealant in it, no idea. But this stuff works awesome. And you can use this almost as like a 2-3 stage type thing in itself by just changing the grit of or like the hardness of your polishing pad. I'm going to use this today for sure, but some other stuff that I've really had success with is an Adams polish. It's a 2-step polish, and it works really well too. It's a true 2-step versus this just being the same both times with different densities of foam, but other than that, there's no difference, where these actually have a difference in their grit. So, the number 2 is going to bite a little bit harder than the number 1 is. But yeah, we're going to use the white diamond today. Again, we're all about efficiency right now. We're not trying to do the main thing. For the full thing, I will probably use these, but here nor there. So another thing you're going to need is a buffer. You can use a rotary buffer, you can use a dual action buffer. You get versatility with the dual action. So if you're looking to get into, doing some more work on your car like this, I think that it's important to weigh like the overall utility of it, like where this is not just for the wheels, it's for the paint as well. I even used some glass before, to get like some imperfections and stuff out of glass. On top of this, you just need to have a bunch of towels, because cleaning off the stuff like the oxidized aluminum that builds up, it is super, super messy. So you gotta have a lot of towels to clean that up. And then I like to also probably have like little applicator pads, so I can take this and apply it over the whole wheel before I take the buffer to it, just to make sure that everything has good moisture. I don't want it to dry up. I don't like that, because it'll just aid in scratching it further. And I'll have to then try harder to make it look nice. So let's get some close-ups of the wheels so you can kind of see what they're starting at and then what they end at. And then I'll just pretty much stop in and say any of the things that I'm thinking about about the wheels. So yeah, let's get to it.
Keep going, pretty boy.
Alright, so this is after you just run polish over it. I personally like to let it not dry out and get hard, but kind of let it sit for a second. I feel like I get a better polish off if I do that. I don't know why, but that's just what I've experienced as I've been doing it. After that, we'll use a softer pad here to buff that off. Something that I think helps the buff off process too is to take just like a trash towel and wipe off some of the excess before you go to buffing with that softer pad, because that pad's going to soak up everything that's on there. So I kind of like to just like help it out a little bit and take off some of the extra. But I like the extra when I'm buffing, because it's that, it's the medium that's polishing, and I want a lot of it on there. So it's a give and a take, but like this little extra step of wiping off the extra kind of helps a little bit. So. Okay, so that's as simple as it is for a wheel. As you can see, these wheels have a lot of pitting in them. It's why I need to wet sand them. So roast me all you want, but I'm very aware of how shitty the wheels are. But that took what, 10 minutes, 20 minutes? The overall, this is probably 5 foot back. That's spectacular, 5 footers. Come on now. Ain't nobody gonna come up here like this and go, what you got there? If they do, well, so be it. They can be sad. I do also think it's important to point out that when you take immense direct light off of them, they do look really good. So the only reason you can see every little imperfection is because I'm using the shop light over there, and it's a very intense light. But whenever you remove that direct light, they look great. They honestly look awesome. You can even get close in and it doesn't look bad. So all I'm trying to do here is prove how effective this little bit of effort polish will do for your wheels. Because I know it's a pain. I don't know if I'm gonna do these for every wheel, but I just wanted to show the back one as well, get a front and a back kind of thing. Because different brake tests, different road effects, things like that. So this one really just has a lot of pitting on it, no brake dust buildup, so it should polish out a little bit cleaner than the one up there. But yeah, here's the before. Let's get to the after.
Keep going, pretty boy.
This is what we got. Little one-step polish. I'll show it without the direct light as well, just so you can get like the real kind of ambient light experience. But like I said, this back one polishes up a little bit better. Not too shabby. So same as the front, whenever you take that harsh light off there, that really kind of hides a lot of the imperfection. We're like 30 minutes into this whole project. 2 more to go, and then we're done. So like, I mean, literally an hour of work, you know, that's all it takes. I won't talk about it. I do not want to talk about it. I don't even want to look at it.
Don't get going pretty boy.
So a couple things that I wanted to mention about like the process. So after you put on the compound all over your wheel and you go to polishing, I'll usually do like 1 pass. It's kind of faster. I'm still doing the same pattern of like, you know, 3 back and forths overlapping. Then I go to the next quarter of the wheel, and then I go to the next quarter kind of thing. So after I do my first loop, I'll slow down so that my marks are closer together, so they're harder to see. When polishing stuff, you can't get every mark out because you're making marks to make it shiny, but you can hide your marks better. Like that's kind of what I've heard that polishing is who can hide the marks the best. So that's kind of what I do to combat, you know, getting bad marks. Looks pretty good. We got 1 left. Let's knock it out, and then we'll be good to go.
Don't get going pretty boy.
Don't put your fucking nose on that. Golly. You couldn't put a smudge on it. So, guys, it's really that easy. In about an hour, I've polished all 4 wheels up to a point that, you know, they look significantly better than they did before we started, at least in my opinion. You know, I tried to show comparisons of the before and after with the same lighting and stuff, albeit intense lighting, so you're really going to see some of the defects that are in the wheels themselves. But like right now, they look great. In natural type lighting, without just that direct beam, they do look good. And the quick little polish here that I showed you is adequate enough to get you down the road with some really shiny wheels. You know, overall, super simple. It'll save you, you know, $400 a month if you're getting your wheels polished every month. I don't think anybody is, but. Next time we do something with the wheels, we'll do a full wheel restoration. You know, we'll do the fronts, the backs, we'll take them off, do the faces a little bit better. As you do it yourself, you will kind of like notice stuff that you like to do in different orders and things like that. Where I do the face first so that I can then clean up the lip, you might not have that problem. Maybe your buffer is only a 6-inch buffer or something. You know, it's kind of, you just figure out your own process. And that's part of the fun too, you know, because every wheel's different, every setup's different. You got to kind of hone that in on your own. But the process of white diamond polish on a, not a firm pad, but like something with a little bit to it, then wipe off the excess, not just wipe, but kind of buff off the excess. Then you go from that to a softer pad to do like a final buff, and then you have like your softest towel. So I hope that the process makes sense. I hope that y'all, can save some money and polish your own wheels now and have a little more confidence. I know that I was a little bit scared polishing them when I first got them, just because I'd never had anything polished before, so I wasn't sure how it was going to react. I was really afraid of like burning the wheels up in a sense of really putting a lot of scratches on them and making them look hazy, just like you can do to paint. But it's not nearly as intimidating as it may seem if you've ever like thought about doing it. So I'd recommend at least trying, even if you wanted to just do it by hand. It takes a lot of elbow grease, but you can get, a fairly decent little polish using just an applicator pad and then buffing it off with a towel. It's a lot harder, but that you can do that to get the same type of result. So this is just a quick down and dirty way to get your wheels shining again. So I appreciate y'all watching. I'll probably do a little bit of a showcase of the wheels just to, see what they look at from different angles with this lighting, and then that'll be the video. So appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you next time. All right, here's just a final walk around with no intense light. So this is just the shop lighting, the standard bulbs. This is our final product. I think they came out pretty good. Some may be better than others, but we shall restore them all to a pristine standard before too long.